with plenty of diversity, including a recently shown
Oh, look at
gameplay
that flicker
snippet
strike.
using the
Oh,
fan favorite flicker strike, which
yes.
looked absolutely incredible. It was
Looks
so cool to see,
amazing.
since the game has been forcing us down with this idea that it's going to be much slower, and then they show us the snippet of flicker strike just bouncing all over the screen. It looked amazing.
Going
I hope you guys
crazy.
will like it as well.
The PoE 2 skills website. Finally, we can plan our skills, dude. We can plan our skills. I am so hyped for this game, bro. I am literally like, oh, I'm so mad that we have to wait till December 6th, but it's okay. It's okay, because I have off from work December 6th, December 7th, and you know damn well we're going to be playing this, and I'm probably going to upload like full hours worth of gameplay. So if that's what you guys want to see, hit that sub button. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments below right now what characters you guys are going, what's your build gonna look like. Yeah, what are you guys most excited for and all that stuff. But dude, PoE 2 skill planning. Let's see, 9 new active gems: Ball, Lightning, Archmage, Sigil of Power, Flammability, Malice, Discipline, Plague Bearer, Voltic Mark, Ice Shot, Tornado Shot, Cluster Grenade, Sorcery Ward, Support Gems, Wild Shores, Duration. Let me see if I click on some of these. Okay, so yeah, they tell you. Nice, okay. So we have a long list of a whole bunch of support gems. Added chaos damage support. What I'm thinking is my build is probably gonna be, I'm probably gonna go Monk Acolyte build with the chaos damage and such, because it's kind of like a leech build in a way, and we're gonna be dealing a lot of chaos damage. But also we're gonna be taking some hits, but using those hits to do even more damage, if that makes sense. So added chaos damage support gem, probably gonna need that, honestly. Support attacks gain 25% of damage as extra chaos damage. Support skills deal 50 less non-chaos damage. Okay. They got let's see, added lightning damage. Okay, so these are just the support gems. I want to see the active gems. So let's see, armor bearer, arctic armor, ancestral warrior totem. Oh my god, the ancestral warrior totem is gonna be so busted, dude, so busted. Barrage, buff lasts for 5 seconds. Ready to evaluate arrows, causing your next bow attack to repeat multiple times. Damn. I'm also building a new computer too as we speak, so I'm literally just waiting on one more part, and I'm gonna build that up, and we're probably gonna be streaming some PoE 2 too. So if you want to see that, let me know down in the comments below if I should stream on YouTube, or maybe I should go on like Twitch or something. I'm not too sure. Let's see here. Cast while channeling. Oh, cast while channeling. Gain 60 energy per second while you are channeling. Loses 25 energy per second while you are not channeling. Loses all energy when reservation becomes inactive. Triggers all socketed spells. Cold snap. Oh, cold snap is busted. Comet. Okay. Kind of want to see if where is the, I'm guessing earthquake is the warrior gem, right? Even though I don't know if every character could use every single gem like in PoE 1, but I'm pretty sure it might be locked. So I'm trying to see which one might be the monks. This is obviously explosive grenade launcher. Explosive shot is obviously mercenary. Mercenary is gonna be nice, dude. Mercenary is gonna be so nice. Ferocious roar, flame wall, flame blast, ability. Furious slam. Oh, furious slam. If not already a bear. Oh, okay, so this is, oh, okay, so some of these might be the characters that we aren't going to get on early access immediately, but a lot of these look really good. Hold on, let me see. PoE 2 skills. So let's see, select a skill. Okay, so we're going to select a skill. Ancestral, let's see, monk PoE 2 skills. So yeah, we're gonna be going intelligence and dexterity mainly. I guess that's how it's gonna be. Let's. I don't want to see.
Welcome.
Monk. And we are gonna be doing a blind hardcore playthrough, obviously. So I'm probably gonna like be dying a lot, but it'll be worth it because it's gonna be so much fun. You know, even losing characters just to be able to play through the beginning again and, you know, get better at every single boss fight. And they say the campaign's gonna take around like 25 hours or something like that, which is insane because with the campaign being that long, it's not just gonna be a fast, easy ride straight back to, you know, end game. But also at the same time, the I don't know how. So I think you beat the game and then you have to play it again. You have to play through the story again and then you get to end game or something like that. I don't know how that's gonna work, but oh dude, I can't wait to get the end game. The end game is gonna be so much fun. I'm already knowing. And I forget what I was about to say, but monk. Let's see. Okay, so falling thunder, skill gems, glacial cascade, killing palm, frozen locust. Let's see what falling thunder does. Falling thunder. Okay, covers 60% of physical damage to lightning damage, 25% more damage per power charge consumed. Cone length is 4 meters, 100% more damage if a power charge was consumed. Projectiles pierce all targets, converts 100% of physical damage to lightning damage, which is nice. Shock enemies, 100% more damage if a power charge was consumed. Fire 3 projectiles. Okay, so this is a projectile skill thing. And then I guess we would add, added lightning damage, right? For falling thunder, we would make that added lightning damage. And what other type of gems will we get for that? Because okay, so it's a slam plus a projectile, so it's AoE slam projectile. So added lightning damage, we would obviously get a lot of damage in there. Supported skill of 25% more area of effect. That would go nicely right there, right? More area of effect would be really nice. Oh, blind enemies on hit. That's another thing too, especially for hardcore. Being able to blind, stun things, all that type of stuff is going to be so viable, and so it's just going to feel so much better to actually get a stun off and actually get a blind off, as opposed to like regular PoE, where PoE 1 doesn't really matter if they get blind because there's already so many enemies in the area, and one of those dudes is probably going to one tap you or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot more. Even though there's less enemies on the screen, it's a lot more just focus based. You know what I mean? You could focus, and it's kind of just, it's a lot more simple. You know what I mean? Blind enemies on hit would be nice, low key, for our projectiles to blind an enemy on hit, maybe, or the slam to blind an enemy on hit. That would actually be really nice. I don't know how many gems we could fill in here, but brutality. What does brutality do again? I don't know what that does. Gain an endurance charge when supported skills fully break an enemy armor. Oh, okay, because we already have charges, right? I don't know what type of charge. Power charges. Okay, so we need power charges. So it's not going to be like warrior charges or whatever. Ancestral warrior totem, arc. Let's see what other skills, because like I said before, I am going monk, so I'm just, you know, trying to see what type of build that I might be doing. But then again, I don't really want to fill this out too much because, you know, clearly when I actually get into the game and I actually start discovering things, obviously it's going to change. You know what I mean? It's going to change. Staggering palm, what does that do? Let's see what that does right quick. Staggering palm. Okay, so dash to an enemy, strike them with an unarmed attack. Heavy stunning an enemy grants you a buff that causes your quarterstaff and unarmed attacks to also fire projectiles for. Oh, so we're gonna have projectiles flying around like constantly, low key. can't be evaded. 12 to 18 added attack physical damage can plus 7% to critical strike chance. Buff duration is 6 seconds. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. Vaulting impact. Let me see what that does. Vaulting impact. 1 second attack time. 30% more stun buildup. Oh, consume days on enemies. Cause 300% more stun. Oh, okay. Vaulting on impact and staggering palm. I wonder if we could put those two together. Staggering palm, because vaulting impact and staggering palm is going to be really nice to get some stuns off. It seems like stunning, because yeah, so heavy stunning an enemy grants you a buff that causes your quarterstaff and unarmed attacks to also fire projectiles. Skill is always performed unarmed, even if you have a quarterstaff equipped. Okay, so maybe that's a different type of buff. So it's a projectile. So we're gonna be getting basically projectiles from this, from staggering palm, and vaulting impact is gonna help us with stun buildup, which is really nice. Ice strike is probably gonna be really nice as well. Storm wave, freezing mark. Let me see what freezing mark is. Freezing mark duration is 8 seconds. Hits against marked enemy causes 100% more freeze buildup. Yep. Okay, so obviously with freezing mark, we're gonna have that. We're definitely gonna be using ice strike with freezing mark too. That's gonna be really nice. Oh, flicker strike. Yo, monk has flicker strike. Yo, in PoE 1, flicker strike is such a hard build to get to because it's so expensive, especially in hardcore trade league. Dude, flicker strike is one of those builds that I might actually be able to get to play now in PoE 2, since it's just going to be a lot more simpler and stuff like that. Oh, it's going to be so good, dude, so good. Please let me know down in the comments below if any of you guys are going to be playing monks too, because I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about or what you guys are going to be doing. But yeah, so we got plenty of skills here actually. Siphoning strike, power staff, mantra destruction. I want to see what that looks like. Mantra. Okay, so I guess that's not up there yet. I guess these will be like the early access stuff. All the stuff open for early access. Siphoning strike, siphon strike, dash to a target and strike them with your quarterstaff. If this target is shocked, consumes the shock to release a lightning shock wave around the target, grant you okay, power charge. There's our power charge right there. So what did we have? Power charges, 100% more damage if a power charge was consumed. Fires 3 projectiles. Okay, yeah, so we would have this with falling thunder, obviously. Okay, so yeah. All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna. We're not even gonna be. Dude, I want to like keep looking at the skills, but I just want to hop in the game. So it makes me just want to hop in the game so bad, dude. But let's watch some gameplay footage.
We'll be doing
PoE 2. I want to see monk. See what monks got going on. Look really strong.
What do we got going on? Running? You see that? Oh no!
Hey guys, Gassy TV here with another Path of Exile 2 video, and in this one we're going to talk about the monk and its 2 ascendancy choices that we'll have access to in early access coming December 6th. Very excited for this class. Actually has some really cool choices that we're going to deep dive a little bit with the nodes that has been revealed. Now do keep in mind, since we don't have all the information, it is impossible to say how good this class will actually be or its ascendancy choices, and we have no idea what kind of builds we can make until we actually play it.
Right.
So we're just going to go through what has been revealed. I'll give you guys some of my takes on it and move from there. But before we dive into this video, I want to point out that we are this close to 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, that close to 100,000 subscribers. Yes, he is. Hit that sub button, boys. Gazzy TV. Gazzy TV, hit that sub button. He's so close to 100K.
At which point YouTube will send me a play button. So I would very much appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment down.
I think I used to watch his stuff. He used to do like minion build videos, I'm pretty sure.
What do you guys think about the monk class and its ascendancy choices? But let's not waste your time. Let's crack into the video. Before we dive into the ascendancies themselves, it's important to point out that the information that we have on the class, as well as the playtesting that a lot of us content creators have done in the past year
so good
with the class, gives us a pretty good insight for what to expect. Now, the monk class itself has been portrayed as a very fast-paced, agile martial arts combatant.
Look at that.
It's also said to not be a very tanky class to play.
Not tanky,
Relying
of course.
On high mobile playstyle.
Of course, I pick a non-tanky class, but the mobility is going to be super nice, boys. The mobility is going to be so
nice. It's the way
nice.
to stay alive, essentially.
Yep.
And that said, the ascendancy nodes revealed
it's gonna feel so good.
Some pretty interesting mechanics that we could play with, and some even referencing to some theoretically super tanky approaches, which kind of counteracts the idea that Jonathan Rogers said in our interview that it was supposed to be a little squishier. Most people had a lot of deaths on that class compared to the others. But let's start with the Monk Ascendancy Invoker. In here, we have quite a few options, starting with Faith is a Choice, which grants you the skill Meditate. Now again, skills granted by Ascendancy choices are going to be skills that we can 6-link in our skills section. What this does is a channeling ability that doubles your energy shield.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Interesting, but I'm not sure how well that would work unless you have other type of modifiers or scalars that would play in favor of you having double energy shield. But it seems a bit odd to have an ability that you have to channel to double your energy shield. But we'll see once we play this in December. Second note here on the left side of the skill tree for the Ascendancy is I Am the Blizzard. Gain 10% of damage as extra cold damage. And on freezing enemies, create chilled ground. Now, it's very interesting note, since in PoE 1, most of the modifiers that says gain X% of damage always refers to either X% elemental damage or an elemental specific damage or physical damage gained as extra Y damage. In this node, it's basically saying that we're getting 10% of all your damage, no matter what kind of damage is added as extra cold damage.
Yeah, that is super nice. On freezing enemies, create chilled ground. Chilled ground is going to be nice to slow down enemies and yada yada yada.
A note on the opposite side of this called I Am the Thunder. Seemingly, you're able to take both of these nodes, by the way. And this one says the same thing, but gets 10% of damage as extra lightning damage instead. And also provides the 25% chance on shocking an enemy to create shocked ground. The fourth node, connecting to both I Am the Blizzard and I Am the Thunder, is called And I Shall Rage. This grants the skill Unbound Avatar, which again can be 6-linked. This ability gets you a ramping stacking buff of increasing. This grants you the skill Unbound Avatar, which again can be 6-linked. This
Unbound Avatar
ability gets you a ramping stacking buff of increasing your efficiency in combat as you're playing the game and are killing enemies. There wasn't not much more said about the Unbound Avatar, so it'll be very interesting to see what kind of mixture we can do with these nodes alone. I'm
not going to be playing Invoker, so this is like, I mean, I might eventually I'm going to get to all the classes, but or characters, but for right now, and the ascendancies, but for right now, I'm just going to be focused on Monk, Acolyte.
Node we were shown in the reveal is a connecting node requiring 4 ascendancy points on the very south part of the ascendancy. We don't know the node before this, but what this node is doing is basically giving you elemental expression, which triggers elemental expression on melee crit. And this is called And Scatter Them to the Winds. Further again, pushing the emphasis on you killing enemies or to get some stacks for the Unbound Avatar, whereas the Scatter Them to the Winds is giving you triggers whenever you do a crit with a melee attack, being more of a martial arts kind of combat focused approach,
melee crit,
where you're focusing on critical strikes instead. So whatever the node beforehand is doing, we're not really sure yet. And that's basically the information we have on the Invoker. And now we're going to move over to the other class, which I think a lot of us have literally fallen in love with, and that is the Acolyte of Chayula.
Acolyte
And
of
the Acolyte of Chayula
Chayula.
is very interesting, and seemingly
Dude,
at first,
look at that. Oh my god, 10% to maximum chaos resistance. Chaos resistance is doubled. Yo, that's instantly insane, bro. It is so hard to get chaos res in normal PoE, but now, like, oh, PoE 2 is gonna be, oh, dude, I'm just saying this right now, bro. I'm going to be a chaos legend. I'm going to be a chaos resist legend.
glance, I very
But yeah, that's really nice. Maximum chaos resistance is doubled. Mana leech is instant. Like, that is so nice. You cannot recharge energy shield. Mana leech effects also recover energy shield. Very nice. Remove all spirit base. Maximum darkness is 100. For each life or energy shield lost to damage, reserve 1 darkness. Instead, if possible, darkness reservation lasts for 10 seconds, plus 5 to maximum darkness per level. So it's like, it's gonna be kind of like it's gonna be a weird build to play with, but it's gonna be sexy. I'm already knowing.
Ascendancy if you come into this game having the perspective of things working like they do in Path of Exile 1.
Right.
Very important to point out that things will be different in PoE 2. Therefore, at first glance, this looks insanely overpowered.
Yeah, it does. It does look.
See as we get to play this. The first node is a 2-point connector called Chayula's Gift. It gives you plus 10% to maximum chaos resistance and doubles your chaos resistance as well.
Insane.
Which is an extremely valuable stat to have in Path of Exile 1.
Very.
The other node shown is a connecting point to 2 different ascendancy nodes, starting with Ravenous Doubts, which makes it so that mana leeching that you get is instant, which is also an incredibly strong modifier for Path of Exile 1.
Yes, it is.
The topic of leech has been on blast, really, in PoE 2 from a lot of different angles, because we don't know how effective this will be, because leeching in PoE 1 is incredibly strong, whereas leeching in PoE 2 might not actually result in it being as overpowered as it is with this type of modifier in PoE 2. Time will tell. This node then connects to a third one called Consuming Questions. Consuming Questions makes it so that you cannot recharge Energy Shield. And what recharging Energy Shield means is that if you haven't taken damage for X amount of seconds, in PoE 1 that is referring to 4 seconds, your Energy Shield will then very quickly ramp up back to maximum Energy Shield. This node will prevent that mechanic entirely from happening, but what it does is that the mana leech that you do also affects recovering Energy Shield. This means that the Ravenous Doubts and Consuming Questions will allow you to insta-leech mana and also insta-leech Energy Shield. Therefore, if you're playing something like a full Energy Shield focused character, you don't have to worry about Life Leech, because these things will apply to this as long as you have a source of mana leech.
Right.
Another node is a 2-point connected to the south corner of the Ascendancy node. We don't know the connecting node after this, but this is this Ascendancy is called Waking Dream, and it grants you skill Into the Breach, furthering the idea of you diving into this Chayula fanboying, if you will. It's just an Acolyte of Chayula, just doubling down on this approach. I believe the Into the Breach was that when you kill enemies, you spawn shards and whatnot that gave you resources back. It's actually very cool to see, but we don't know what the following node is doing, so without that information, it didn't seem like that much of an attractive Ascendancy node. On the southern part, on the right-hand side of the Ascendancy, however, we have Embrace the Darkness. Now, it was a question mark in this because it wasn't very clear whether or not this is going to be on any of the other slots as seen on the Ascendancy node, or if this is actually accurately placed according to this image. What it does, it removes all your spirit. Now, your spirit is the resource you use to reserve auras and also reserve for your minions and or buffs. So this will remove all of that, and then give you darkness instead. Again, doubling down on this Chayula praying acolyte approach. So your base maximum darkness is 100, and obviously there will be sources to increase this. And for each life or energy shield lost to damage, you will start reserving darkness instead if possible. Now, darkness reservation will last for 10 seconds. So instead of taking damage, you're going to reserve darkness. And then will last for 10 seconds. And you will get +5 to maximum darkness per character level. And then we'll have a node connecting to this on the southern side called Grasp of the Void. And what this one is doing is giving you 1% of any source of damage that you have as extra chaos damage when you're attacking, per 20 unreserved darkness.
darkness.
And this is how these nodes connect well together, where you don't have any spirit anymore. Maybe you're able to reserve darkness for auras. We don't know that yet, but we'll see. And then for every 20 unreserved darkness, you're going to do a ton of extra chaos damage. So very, very interesting. But one of the cool things about this ascendancy, as I mentioned earlier in this video, was how the class has been portrayed to be a squishy, fast-acting, agile martial arts combatant. But again, not very tanky. It's going to be a bit squishy is what we've been told. But what this ascendancy is showing us is the possibility of things like Chaos Inoculation Keystone, which is giving you the modifier of dragging your maximum life down to...
Your maximum life becomes 1 immune to chaos damage. Now, that is so scary in hardcore. That, like, I did not ever dabble in that type of build where your life is 1 and you're immune to chaos damage, even though that is really nice, but dude, like, sometimes having just a little bit of health like kind of gives you some leeway, but just 1 health, even though you're immune to all chaos damage, and chaos damage was something that was insane in PoE 1. Like, the damage from chaos damage was just, it's nutty. Sometimes you can't even see it and you wouldn't even notice before your character is like already dead, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
1, but you become entirely immune to chaos damage. And what this is doing is allowing you to focus on having a full energy shield build while being immune to chaos damage. This can also be combined with things like Eldritch.
Yeah, you would have a full energy shield, but no health basically. But energy shield gets knocked down, you know, faster than health usually, but not even really. So, I mean, I don't know. I just never dabbled in it.
Battery,
Too much.
which makes it so that your mana cost is completely voided, and instead of spending mana for your abilities, you'll be spending energy shield if you have energy shield. And now your energy shield will also protect your mana pool, or darkness in this case, instead of your life pool.
Right.
Now, but that's not going to be good, right? Because now you have 1 HP and no energy shield covering it. But in comes the super giga buffed Mind Over Matter in PoE 2 version compared
this
to
note
the
is
lesser version from PoE 1.
Crazy.
And that is Mind Over Matter, making it so that every single point of damage that you take will be taken from your mana before life, and having a less mana recovery rate.
Crazy.
So this specific mechanic, assuming everything works as we are expecting it to, is that you will move your energy shield over to your mana pool, turn your mana pool into darkness, and then have 1 HP and become immune to chaos damage. And now, all of the damage you take will be hitting your mana pool that doesn't exist because there's an energy shield covering it, and it's darkness instead. So you should be taking the damage to your energy shield pool, which you are using to cast or pay for the sources of your actual abilities, and then you're also instantly leeching that at the same time.
Nutty.
Potentially creating a very tanky and effective combat playstyle.
Yeah.
Now, this is obviously a very theoretical approach to this type of playstyle, or this ascendancy, and we don't know if the Eldritch Battery will work when you convert your mana pool into another source, which in this case is darkness. We will again have to wait and see. Needless to say, the Monk has a very promising approach for the early access with plenty of diversity, including a recently shown gameplay
look at that
snippet
flicker strike.
using the fan favorite flicker strike, which looked absolutely incredible. It was
Looks
so
amazing.
cool to see, since the game has been forcing us down with this idea that it's going to be much slower, and then they show us the snippet of flicker strike just bouncing all over the screen. It looked amazing.
Going
I hope you guys
crazy.
will like it as well. Now, to avoid wasting your time, I'll end this video by saying thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like,
subscribe, yeah, leave a like. Yeah, boys, so we're gonna be reacting to, I'm probably gonna do a couple videos of every single class, just looking at some videos of every single class so we can kind of get hyped together and learn together what PoE 2 is really gonna be like while we wait, you know, this dreadful wait of goddamn December 6th, dude. I can't wait any longer. But also, if you want to, you can go to PoE 2 skills, and they have a look up PoE 2 skills, and they have a website that you can like place your skills, plan your skills, and stuff like that. So that's really cool. So that's really nice. So give it a look. Hit that sub button if you aren't already, or if you're not a sub already. If you're looking for PoE content, trust me, brother. I'm going to be dropping some heavy PoE content for you guys. So stay tuned, boys. Stay tuned.